Stefanski nuthuggers. Why do I blame Stefanski for every loss? Well, quite simply put, it is his fault. We should be 5-0. We lost the Jets game because of Kevin. We lost the Falcons game because of Kevin. And in this game, we lost it because of him. He's the head coach. When your defense is getting gashed like that against the worst running team in the football, you go to your defensive coordinator, you say, switch it up, do something different. You don't sit there and be like, I got my Denny's menu, my offense is working good. That's why Kevin Stefanski's at fault. We should have been 5-0. We should be at least 4-1. If we lost this game, no big deal, but we were given a golden opportunity to get this game back by Brandon Staley's jackass. And Kevin, what's he do? He calls a fucking sweep with Kareem Hunt. Why isn't Nick Chubb in the game? They couldn't stop him all game, but let's put Kareem Hunt in, who had like 47 yards rushing or whatever the fuck it was. And what's his name? Had 150, whatever. But let's put our worst running back in over the best running back, even though we're going to call a sweep and we're not going to fucking throw to him. So, yes, that's why Kevin lost this game. Could Cade York have won the game? Absolutely. Missed 2 field goals. Could Brissett have fucking ran the ball in and won the game? Absolutely. Brissett folded when it mattered. All he had to do was run it in there. But you know as well as I do, if we score there, they're going to go down and get a touchdown and win the game. You know it as well as I do. Stefanski's horrible. He might be a good play caller at times. Hey, listen, Stefanski, it's a double-edged sword. He's a great offensive mind. He gets guys wide open. He gets you Jacoby Brissett to play like a superstar, and then he makes a bonehead play. So it's a double-edged sword. I know they're not going to fire Stefanski, but Stefanski is directly resulted in those 3 losses. All 3 losses are the result of Kevin Stefanski. So, yes, that's why I want Stefanski held accountable. I know they're not going to fire him, but every loss we had is because of him. Okay, think about it. Today, you had a 14-0 lead. Your defense is getting gashed. You're the head coach. You're not just the offensive coordinator, play caller. You are the head coach. Your job is to go tell your fucking coordinators what to do when there's a problem. And today, there was a fucking problem. And Kevin didn't give a fuck, because all Kevin cares about is that fucking menu right there. That's all he cares about is that fucking oversized Denny's menu. That's why Kevin Stefanski is responsible for these losses. Do you understand that? The guy is not a head coach. He's an offensive coordinator, play caller, posing as a head coach. All he wants to do is call plays. A head coach, Bill Belichick, would be on the sidelines going off on his offensive line or defense, whatever. Also, John Johnson got a penalty today, a personal foul, right in front of Kevin Stefanski because Austin Eckler, all 5'8" of them, did a perfect football block, and John Johnson got sensitive over it. Got a personal foul right in front of Stefanski. Any other coaches going off calling us, get over here, motherfucker. You don't get that penalty. Not Kevin. No. All he cares about is that play sheet. So, yes, I know they're not going to fire Kevin Stefanski, obviously, but there needs to be some accountability on Kevin Stefanski's part. He needs to realize that he's not just the offensive coordinator play caller, he is the head coach. And his job is to control the whole fucking game, not just the offensive side of the ball. I understand if you want to delegate, but sometimes it doesn't work that way when you're a head coach, Kevin. So, yes, Cade York should have made the last field goal. Had the distance, obviously. Should have made the one earlier, too. The one earlier, the one with more pressure he almost made. Jacoby Brissett needs to run it in there. That's a touchdown. Yes, Jacoby, he outplayed Herbert until that interception. But, yeah, Kevin, nah, this loss is on Kevin. All 3 of them are. Did he put us in a position to win the game? Absolutely. But, as the head coach, it falls on his shoulders. Also, I'm not worried about it. We're 2-3 right now. We control our own destiny. It's early in the season. But when you're losing games like this, 3 losses, combined 6 points, that's on coaching. So, yes, Kevin needs to be held accountable. I would fire Joe Woods. Why don't we play more man defense? Our man defense is much better. And for the love of God, Andrew Barry, sign Ndonka Konsu, whatever his name is. We need some fucking angry. We need some attitude on that defensive line. You get him on that defensive with Perion Winfrey. That will make Perion Winfrey a much better player. We need to sign Ndonka Suh. Our defensive tackles are so bad right now. We need some fucking guys with attitude on there. There's players out there that can help the Browns, especially Kevin Stefanski, because he obviously doesn't care about nothing but his play calling. Sign Suh. Get that defensive line shored up. Play more man defense, because I know you're not going to fire Joe Woods because you don't have the balls to, but you need to have some accountability. Another game we should have won. We should be 5-0 right now, but instead we're 2-3 with a backup quarterback in second place when we should be 5-0 with a backup quarterback. I mean, because let's call a spade a spade. The first game we dominated against Carolina, and the defense broke down a couple plays, and we almost lost it. I mean, really, we're Luckily, we played the Carolina Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, two worst teams in the league, because if we didn't play them, we'd be 0-5 right now, because that's how bad of a coach Kevin Stefanski is. I mean, you blew the Jets game because you didn't tell your running back to go down because you wanted to score 30 points or whatever the fuck it was. You blew the Falcon game with your fucking atrocious play calling. That's why I'm not ready to anoint Kevin Stefanski as this offensive genius. Offensive geniuses don't blow games like the Falcons game. You don't. You don't do it. And what happened last week? Some no-name running backs gashed us for rushing yards again, and they did it again today with Austin Eckler, a guy who was having a rough go all season. So yes, that's why I blame Kevin Stefanski nuthuggers. He's a good OC at times, a great OC at times, but he's not a head coach. I've never seen one thing that Kevin Stefanski did as a head coach to make this team better. Not one. In fact, at critical times when we needed a head coach at the most, he's not there. He's sitting with his Denny's menu. And like today, after we lost a heartbreaking loss, he was smiling like, oh, well, we tried. My offense did good. He's thinking in his mind, Jacoby don't throw the interception, we win. Well, we all know that Jacoby throws a touchdown or even scores on a touchdown, they come back and win this game. Kevin, you got a gift given to you at the end of the game by Brandon Staley's dumbass. And you know what you did? You looked at it and said, I don't like the wrapping paper. It's not what I wanted. I don't want it. Let's do a sweep to Kareem Hunt. God. NFL, a sweep to Kareem Hunt. What a jackass. Now, I didn't have a problem with running the ball there, but if you're going to run the ball there, give it to Nick Chubb up the gut. Why wasn't he in the game? Because Kevin doesn't know what he's doing. Kevin needs somebody actually to overlook what he's doing. Actually, we need to hire someone, because Kevin doesn't want to be head coach. We need to hire someone that will give him authority, quality control, that will oversee the game from the press box and report down to Kevin. This is what you have to do, Kevin. Do your play calling, but Kevin, we need to have a talk with Joe Woods because the defense is struggling. That's what we need. We need a head coach, basically. I wish we could demote Kevin to offensive coordinator, take everything away from him, just give him offensive coordinator, and have a head coach there like maybe Bill Callahan, Stump Mitchell, anybody that knows football and knows how to get these guys ready to play. I don't think Stump Mitchell would be a bad choice because them running backs do got fire. In fact, Jimmy has them. Hire me. I'll coach for free. I guarantee you I won't lose a game. But yeah, Kevin somehow took an all-star team because we got talent. And we're now in second place when we should be in first place, undefeated. Maybe this is a wake-up call, but every time you think Stefanski turns a corner, it's a long corner. So yeah, I'm disappointed because we're 2-3 right now with we should be 5-0. That's how pissed I am. Lost 3 games by a combined 6 points because our head coach got his face buried in the Denny's menu. The oversized one at that. Anyway, that's the video. Browns fans are Stefanski nut huggers.